one of the biggest ongoing debates that I've encountered in Tekken is about certain moves being reactable or not. Whether we're talking about being able to react to block a move, such as a fast low, or react to perform a move, such as hit confirming a string. Let's look at the science behind this and see what is humanly possible. There are a lot of factors at play that we need to consider, and I definitely do not have the time, resources or funding to test everything myself. I've done my best to find resources to support this discussion, and the links to these resources will be in the video description if you would like to learn more on the matters. We will be discussing everything with two main units of measurement, most importantly in milliseconds as ns, with there being 1000 ns in a second, and then also frames, with Tekken 7 running at 60 frames per second. This means that one frame in Tekken 7 is 16.67 ns. The game and equipment do not provide an instantaneous response, and there is some input and display lag that needs to be considered. Let's try to best replicate the setup that will be found at a Tekken World Tour event. DisplayLag.com have tested the input lag of Tekken 7 as from patch 1.10 to be 4.8 frames, or 80 ms, and to my knowledge, this is still the case in Season 2. They also have the BenQ RL2460 series monitors at 10 ms of input lag. As far as controllers go, we're going to consider the DualShock 4, as it would be the most commonly used controller at present. TR.com have done tests on a number of controllers and found the DualShock 4 to have approximately 1.84 ms of input lag. This does appear to be tested with the controller being wireless, and they mention a number of factors that may make this even worse, very importantly including other DualShock 4 controllers being in the same area, which can add up to 4 ms of lag and the potential for dropped inputs due to other DS controllers. Assuming the best possible environment of these tests, we are looking at 91.84 ms of lag, or 5.5 frames of lag. The next and most heavily debated thing we need to consider is the human reaction speed. To put it simply, we're looking at how quickly one can provide an action in response to an external stimulus. Human reactions can be loosely divided into three categories, and we need to be aware of how these apply where in fighting games. The first one is simple reaction times. Here there is one stimulus and one response. This is the easiest to respond to and could apply to hit confirming. The next type is recognition reaction time. Here there is some stimulus that should be responded to and another that should not get a response. This could be reacting to paths in a character string. And finally, there is choice reaction timing. Here there are multiple stimulus and multiple responses, implying to neutral or general 50-50s in fighting games, I suppose. Depending on where we look, we're going to find different results, and this is where it's extremely important for us to consider the quality of any study we're looking at. HumanBenchmark.com have the median reaction time listed as 273 ms, or approx 16.3 frames. This website is accessible to anybody, and beyond the honour system, there's no way to confirm if people are participating in these tests are truly reacting or simply pressing buttons and getting lucky results a lot of the time. In 1992, Thompson et al. Found the mean reaction time to a visual stimuli to be around 180 to 200 ms, that's over 10.8 frames, and auditory stimuli to be around 140 to 160 ms, or more than 8.3 frames. These tests are relating to simple reaction times, so we can compare them to hit confirming. In 2010, Shelton and Kumar did a study showing the mean visual reaction time to be about 331 ms, or 19.85 frames, and the mean auditory reaction time to be about 284 ms, or 17 frames. This study related to recognition reaction times, but the population was not well controlled. In 2015, Jain et al. Conducted a similar study with the target demographic being medical students within the ages of 18 to 20, and anyone with risk factors that could impair their performance were excluded from the study, such as hearing impairments and alcohol abuse. This is a closer representation to the fighting game community, and this study found a mean visual reaction time of 247.60 ms, that's 14.85 frames, and an auditory reaction time of 228.01 ms, or 13.68 frames. And very interestingly, they found that those who were more physically active, with 30 minutes of moderate exercise 5 days a week, had a greater reaction time overall, Simple reaction time and recognition reaction time do occur a lot in fighting games, but the bulk of what we need to look at is relating to choice reaction time, as this applies to reacting to moves in the neutral and a mixture of scenarios at one time. In 2013, Darbutas et al. Looked at the difference in age and complexity of task on reaction times, and the mean age of the younger test group was just over 21, similar to the fighting game population. This showed us that there is a delay of a person's reaction time depending on the complexity of the situation and the task that needs to be performed. Okay, so let's put this all together. Factor in the game and equipment lag from a Tekken World Tour setup, and being in a simple reaction situation such as a hit confirm, the fastest visual reaction time would be 271.84 ms, or just over 16.31 frames. The fastest auditory reaction time would be 231.84 ms, or 13.91 frames. For a more complex task, such as reacting to pressure in a string, it would take 442.84 ms, or 26.57 frames, for a visual reaction, and 375.84 ms, or 22.55 frames, for an auditory reaction. Fighting games are fast, like really fast, and reacting to some situations are near impossible. Some situations are literally impossible. I hope you have found value in the video and those to come as we explore more Tekken 7.